Hey guys, it's Chase with Limitless Manufacturing, and today we're going to be showcasing our new company, which is LSS, Limitless Suppression Systems. So we're going to be going up kind of high into the hills, heavily treed area, and we're going to show you guys exactly how to protect a house, shop, a couple outbuildings, kind of outlay our full sprinkler systems and give you guys a rundown. With Limitless Manufacturing and the automotive division and the power sports side, I had all the tools there ready to go for doing something like Limitless Suppression Systems. So it's been something I wanted to pick off for a really long time now. Is living in the Okanagan, we always have the wildfire scare year after year. So I wanted to do something for your average everyday homeowner, an affordable cost, and start giving people the peace of mind when they get evacuated that they've at least added some sort of protection to their home for the best chance scenario if wildfire was ever to be knocking on their front doors. So follow along as we do this house, and you're going to see all the different sprinkler styles and why we use them in different areas and how they can all work together and be daisy chained to each other. So the whole concept behind our sprinkler systems is it's a low volume of water but a really wide coverage, and that's just so we don't strain any municipal water systems or well water or cisterns or swimming pools and anything like that, just because you see all these big fancy sprinkler systems and they use a ton of water, and that's great and all if you're have an endless supply of water. But where we're going to do today with cisterns, we need to have this water last. So when the evacuation order hits, you need to be able to turn on your pump and leave knowing that you have 10, 20, even hopefully a full day worth of water evenly distributed across your house and any other outbuildings that you're trying to protect. So it's a different way that we're approaching the wildfire side of things, but it's also one that's user friendly and cost effective. So yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot from this today. So up at the top of the hill, as you can see, we got a big shop. So that's 60 by 80 asphalt roof, tin siding. And here we have the main house, about 3,600 square feet, and some cisterns around the corner. But we're in a pretty heavily treed area. The trees have been cut back, which is nice, what we like to see. But giving ourselves a little bit of a grass barrier. Definitely could use a bit of a mow to knock that down, but we'll do the sprinkler systems and advise a couple steps beyond that. Bit of a bumpy road coming up here. Show you guys a bit of what we brought today. So we got our LSS roof peaks, a couple pin connect doubles, assorted pin connect clamps, our LSS gutter mounts with adjustable angle, our ground spikes. We got a low water intake, which we're going to drop into the bottom of the cistern. Won't need the floater today. More roof peaks, pin connect singles, nice LSS grip on the side. We've got triples, so this is for your water in and for daisy chaining, also in a quick connect. We've got some hard fence mount, so these are like for a permanent mount for a wooden fence or something like that. There's no chain link up here, but this is our chain link mount for our quick connects or our pin connects. We're going to be using a lot of these guys. So these are the Ys, and you can actually turn them on and off with this top valve. can see it moves inside. So these are from Scotty. And then we're going to use a lot of these. So these are called water thieves. So how this works is this goes to 1.5 inch forestry. So this is a forestry coupling. It's a quick connect. So it's male or female. They don't have an end like a garden hose. This is just same on either side. So it doesn't matter what end you have. Nice and easy to lay out. So we use 1.5 inch with our systems, which then work with this 1.5 inch water thief. You just give it a little bit of a 90-degree turn. Locks in, and then you can pull a garden hose off or connect to another water main. So we have a lot of 1.5 inch line today. We also have lay flat garden hose 25s and 50s, and you guys are going to kind of get first hand look how we're going to organize all this stuff to work into one complete system. And like I said before, you're going to notice that we're going to try and run the 1.5 inch main as long as we can in order to not choke down our water supply right before obviously the last sprinkler. So what we have here is a 2-inch Honda pump, and this one's actually a high pressure pump. So it's capable of 60 psi, which works best with our sprinkler systems. If you have a 2-inch pump, sometimes these are a high volume but yet low psi. So this one's about 40 pounds. So this is for just filling the tank or pulling from the lake or anything like that. So we went with a high pressure 60 psi 2-inch pump. We've dropped it to 1.5 inch main line, which we're going to run and do a perimeter around the house in our 1.5 inch and run it through splitters and water thieves like I'll show you up here. So we ran our first line into a Y, which then you can turn these on and off if you choose to, into a water thief, which then this will also now run into a Y, and we'll run this in garden hose thread up to the house. We have this line going down to the carriage house, and this is going to run across the front of this place all the way along the bank to the other shop, and we'll show you that side in a minute. So we got one roof peak to protect these 3 buildings. We're standing on an electrical room, water room, boiler room. This will give us a nice 60-foot diameter. So up on the roof here now, that line comes up to the roof peak, and that peak goes down to 2 gutters. So what you're looking for is even water droplets across the whole roof, which is what we have. Over here, we have another gutter. We have one on each side of the corner of the deck. You can see on this, we're going to have to angle it a little bit up off of these adjustment screws, just because we're hitting the roof a little bit right there. Not a big deal. See Seth's on the top getting his ankles wet from this guy. So this roof peak is covering all areas of the roof. Gutter down over there. So each line or each roof peak has 1 line in and 2 lines out. You can see we got pressure gauges on this guy, and we are quite a ways from the truck. We're still holding 60 psi after 6 sprinklers worth of loss. And that is all because down there you can see we're running 1.5 inch main. And now we're going to continue on to do that big shop off of that line there.
Don't know how smooth that's going to be.
Up on the big shop roof, each roof peak goes down to a gutter on each side. We have our main line coming up into a splitter. Do the same thing on this side. Another roof peak down to a gutter. Then we're going to do another from here down to a gutter. So you can see we run our main line all the way along the front of the house, and it's going to go to yard spikes every 50 feet all the way along the bank, even to the very end. This is what's nice about running a low volume but wide coverage system. So up on this shop we have 6. Down on the other main house we have 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. So we always run a peak and 2 gutters is kind of standard for kind of what's going to be the best for the amount of flow you can put off of one garden hose width to not lose all the PSI to your sprinkler head. So we have 6 on the house, we have 6 on this big shop, and then we have down on our daisy chained ground spikes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then to the front of the deck we have 7, 8, and then around the other side 9. So that's, we have, like I said, we have 12 on the buildings, we have 9 on the ground. So far we're up to 21 sprinklers, and we're now going to test and see how that does off of one Honda 2-inch high PSI pump at 60 pounds. So this is our farthest sprinkler away from our system. You can definitely see on our gauge the PSI we've dropped to about 20 pounds. Our sprinkler head is still spraying a very nice radius. That one's spraying over here. We'll adjust our gutters a little bit so they spray upwards. But overall, we have a nice even mist. So even at 20 pounds at the highest elevation, we still have a very nice coverage on the roof of this shop. You can see this guy working over here. So you can see we can use water thieves with Ys, with another Y down to garden hose, and everything's compatible with each other when you stick to just 1.5 inch mains and then garden hose fittings. This perimeter line goes the whole distance. These are our risers off the front of the deck that we put on a quick mount. So these just come on and off when you want to put them away for the put them away for the winter time. Is that the reed protected?
I think so.
We may be installing the sprinkler system, but we're definitely not going to advise that this is a fire smart home. Homeowner here's got a lot of weed whacking to do. There's no siding on the buildings, which is obviously not ideal, and a lot of lumber and everything kind of laying around. So we're going to advise some cleanup, but at least the sprinkler system is going to get everything wet. And now on this circuit that we added, this other electrical room, that puts us at 22 sprinklers for the one Honda pump. So now that we've fully outlaid this system exactly how we want it, we're going to walk around, add up every single hose, every single fitting, all of our sprinkler heads, and we're going to add it up at our full retail value and give you guys an estimated cost, or an exact cost, sorry, on what it takes to do a property of this size. So we'll do a little bit of a walk around for you guys. You can see the ones off the front of the deck here, which these guys are also spraying underneath the deck where we have, you know, some couches and cushions and other things where embers can fly in. We have a gutter coming down from the other roof peak up there. Our electrical rooms are covered. Our plumbing room, it's a little hard to film sprinklers and stay dry. Our pumps around the corner. We'll walk this way. You can see our sprinklers are all turning all the way down this whole bank here. Like I say, this whole system is now 22 sprinklers off of one pump. You can see the roof of the shop. So the roof of the shop has 2 peaks. Each peak goes to a gutter on each side. And don't worry about if you don't see droplets everywhere. What we are doing is we're bringing up the relative humidity. So even if there's a couple little dry spots, you're still bringing up the humidity around your house, which is what will help put out those falling ambers. So we walk around here, we're going to see the gutters on the front of the house. And this gravel all has a nice even soak. I'm going to show you guys the most impressive one, in my opinion, is that back one. That gutter mount is about 500 feet worth of hose away from our pump. So all this is being accomplished by having low volume sprinkler heads, but yet with a wide coverage. So that allows us to do, well, there's 4 mechanical sheds, pretty large house, about 4,000 square feet, and a 60 by 80 shop, and all the way down that whole bank. And like I say, off of one Honda pump worth $1,000 that puts out 60 psi. So like I say, guys, don't worry if you don't cover every single square inch, but you know, it's definitely what you want to do is bring up the relative humidity around your property. And the tech tip with all of this and how we got it to go 500 feet is running this 1.5 inch main as far as you can into a garden hose thread. So we're going to be doing these properties and kind of, you know, going about, you know, setting up our systems our way so we can teach you guys how it works. But, you know, give us a call if you got a property similar to this or, you know, something you want to protect, and we can help walk you through it. Thanks, guys.